Have you ever felt like life is rushing by and somewhere along the way you've lost touch with who you really are? I know I have. Between the daily grind and the constant demands of work, family, and everything in between, it's easy to forget to check in with yourself. But what if I told you that with just a few minutes a day, you could reconnect, rediscover, and reignite that spark inside of you? Today, I want to show you how journaling can be a powerful tool for self awareness. Let's talk about how journaling can help you get to know the real you, and trust me, she's amazing. Hi, I'm Frida, and welcome to the channel where we focus on prioritizing self care through journaling. You know, as life gets busy, we sometimes forget to pause and reflect on what we're thinking, feeling, or even believing about ourselves. For years, I ran on autopilot, and it wasn't until I started journaling again that I realized just how much I've been neglecting my own inner world. Journaling helped me become more self aware, more in tune with my strengths, my values, and even the areas I needed to grow in. If that sounds like something you want for yourself, stick with me today because I'm going to walk you through how you can use journaling to explore your own identity and build a stronger connection with yourself. So, what exactly is self awareness? It's all about understanding who you are on a deeper level, your values, your thoughts, your emotional triggers, and your behavior patterns. This isn't just about knowing what you like or dislike. It's about understanding why you react the way you do in certain situations, what your core beliefs are, and how those things shape your everyday life. And here's the thing, self awareness is the foundation for personal growth. Without it, we're just repeating the same patterns, getting stuck in the same cycles. It's like trying to solve a puzzle without having all the pieces. Journaling helps you find those missing pieces. It gives you the space to ask yourself the right questions, process your experiences, and really take note of the areas in your life that are fitting together and the ones that still need some work. Let me be honest. Sometimes on those days when caring for my mom, who has dementia, are most difficult, I can start feeling, especially on those days like the ones when she won't drink enough fluids to stay hydrated, or maybe will only eat a few snacks and won't eat real food, or get verbally or physically aggressive towards me. Those days, honestly, there are no words. This on top of trying to still be a good wife and mother, a hard worker at my job, and take time to take care of myself and do those basic things that we know we need to do, like eating properly, staying hydrated, getting enough sleep, exercising, that list. And don't even think about throwing in appointments for my mom and other family members. Once we do that, oh my gosh, it gets to be so overwhelming. It sometimes would seem like everything was coming at me all at once, and it would be impossible to figure out exactly where I wanted to start with getting everything done. But when I write things down, typically things shift for me. The act of putting my thoughts on paper helps me to see everything more clearly. The challenges that once seemed massive don't necessarily feel so overwhelming after I write them down. These days, what I do is I keep my journal with me so that I can write down whatever thoughts are occupying my mind. It usually helps me figure out my starting place in terms of what I need to do now and next. It also gets me out of that constant cycle of overthinking what needs to be done without actually figuring out how to get started with getting it done. And for my never ending responsibilities, I've started using Google Keep to journal my list. I love using Keep because it's an app that I can have on my phone, which means that it's easy to use, easy to access. I keep a running list of my to do list in Keep so that whenever I think of something I need to do, I can add it to Keep, and that way I don't forget. The other thing that I love about Keep is that it allows me to rearrange my list, which means that I can change the order of the tasks that I need to get done based on the changes that occur during my day. So I can easily reprioritize my list. And I love that I can check things off as I get them done. That feels really good. Writing helps me prioritize what is truly important. It allows me to break things down piece by piece and figure out my next steps for handling whatever life is throwing my way. Instead of feeling stuck in a loop of negative thoughts, journaling gives me the space to shift my perspective. It helps me not just react to things, it helps me to actually see solutions and a path forward. That's the power of journaling. It stimulates your thought process and gets you out of that mental fog. It helps you to move from feeling overwhelmed to feeling more in control. For me, in today's world of cell phones and computers, writing had become a tool that I had forgotten that I needed to use. I've always thought better when I could write things out. Now that journaling has reminded me of this, I'm passionate about sharing this benefit with you today. So, how can you get started? You don't need anything fancy, just a notebook, a pen, and a few minutes of your time. And if you're thinking, but Frida, I don't know where to start and what to write, don't worry, I've got you covered. Here are a few journaling prompts to help you dig deep and explore who you really are. What are my core values? What principles do I want to live by? And am I aligning my actions with those? To share a little about myself, my core values are to live a godly, purposeful life. My family, they are always my priority, even when they are worrying my head and getting on my absolute last nerve. I also believe that my presence in this world should be a positive impact on others. Number two, what are my emotional triggers? When do I feel most frustrated or stressed and why? For me, multiple days of exhaustion, not eating a healthy diet, and failing to get proper sleep and exercise are almost always a recipe for a stressful, non productive day. One in which I'm doing more reacting to challenges than anything else. And let me be honest, my reactions can tend to be somewhat dramatic. Number three, what are my strengths and how am I using them? Number four, where do I want to grow? What areas of my life could benefit from having more attention and development? The beauty of journaling is that it lets you see your thoughts on paper. And once they're out of your head, you can start to make sense of them. And if you're looking for a space to start this self awareness journey, I'd love to introduce you to one of my journals. I created them with this kind of reflection time in mind. Each journal has empowering messages on the cover to encourage and inspire you through your journey. Inside, you'll also find plenty of space to write out your thoughts and discoveries and to reflect on your growth. I used my own journal this morning as part of my routine to help me set my intentions for the day. During the day, I usually use them to help me organize my thought, and in the evenings, I go back to my journal as a way to reflect on the day before I go to bed. The link to our Simply Chic journal collection is in the description. Check them out. I genuinely believe in the power of journaling, and I want you to experience the same clarity and peace that I found through it. The more you write, the more you'll start noticing things about yourself. And this is where the real growth happens. You'll start seeing patterns. Maybe you've been holding on to a limiting belief that has kept you from pursuing something that you love. Maybe you'll realize that you've been putting everyone else's needs above your own. Whatever it is, journaling helps you break through those blocks because you're no longer living on autopilot. It helps you to break those never ending unhealthy cycles. Self awareness brings so much freedom. When you're aware of your thoughts, emotions, and patterns, you gain the ability to steer your life with intention. It's like being the captain of a ship. You can adjust your course, navigate through challenges, and decide which direction to take rather than just drifting with the current. That's powerful, right? So, if you're feeling disconnected from yourself and like life is passing by too quickly, I want to challenge you to start journaling for self awareness. It's a simple practice, but the impact it can have is anything but small. You deserve to know yourself fully, to understand your thoughts, and to live in alignment with your values. And remember, this is a journey. It's not about being perfect, it's about making progress. One journal entry at a time. You'll start uncovering more about yourself than you ever thought possible. So grab a journal, take a deep breath, and start discovering the real you. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with a friend who might need some encouragement today. And if you're ready to start your own journaling journey, check out my journal collection. The link is in the description. And make sure to stick around because in the next video, we're going to dive even deeper into positivity and mental wellness by exploring gratitude journaling. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. See you in the next video.